everybody. Welcome to the January. Oh my God, what's wrong with my voice?
All right.
No, it's good. We'll just keep going. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the January episode of Hugs Through Shrugs.
2021. What did you do wrong?
I'm squeaking.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. And we're starting off the new year right. So we should probably just leave that.
Yeah, leave it.
We're just gonna keep
We're
moving.
good. Moving on.
We are rolling with the new year.
We're much more relaxed now.
And we're going to do something different today. We're going to take everybody into the dye studio and show you what's in the dye pan.
Yeah.
So that's a goal we set for ourselves in the beginning, but we keep chickening out. And I've had a day where I just keep taking on challenges. And I did make the promise on the Craft Industry Alliance live Instagram today that we would go into the dye studio. So that's what we're going to do. But,
yes, and I'm still learning this too, so I'm with you.
So that's good. That makes it gives us something interesting to share with everybody.
Yes, Mare's the pro. I don't know how to do it, so we're going to learn together.
Not so much a pro. And really, if you want to feel good about yourself, stand next to me for a while and try to do what I did on Instagram today, where of course I couldn't get on, and it was just not one of the most comfortable challenges. So this is easy compared to that.
We're stepping out of our comfort zone a lot. Like this is stepping out of our comfort zone. Doing the dyeing is stepping out of my comfort zone. So we're always trying to find new ways to reach you guys and connect and make you guys aware of what's going on with the charity and what we have to offer. And so today's going to be exciting.
So we had thought about this dye pan angle a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I belong to this Craft Industry Alliance group, and if you wanted to, as a member, you could participate in their mastermind program, and you paid a little fee, like $20, $25, and they took the time to look at everybody's survey answers and grouped us with 4 or 5 people with similar goals that they're trying to accomplish. So we kind of cheer each other on and share ideas. And Monday was one of our meetings. There are 6 people in my group. And a real struggle for many of us is the social media element. Doing something like this, we haven't done that many episodes. So although we're a little late in putting this out,
well,
we don't think
it was
all
Christmas
30 followers.
And then January, it's hard getting into the new year. And I work in a school and we were just getting back into the classroom because we were home for a little bit. So, with the pandemic and the holidays, we're a little late. Sorry.
Yeah. And someone in the house is not feeling so good.
Yeah.
You better wait to come on.
Yep.
So today's a good day.
Yes.
And my little Instagram live this afternoon was the push. I set it on Instagram live that we were going to go into the dye studio. So I did throw some yarn into the sink. It's been soaking, and we'll take you in there. So that was something new. And hopefully some people saw us on the Instagram live and might watch the podcast or follow us. We're really trying to boost our followers.
Yes.
So we can have a lot of the small chit chat while we're doing the dyeing, because that's a pretty lengthy process. Mm-hmm. A couple of Shrug tidbits before we move in there. We keep neglecting to insert how to lace a shrug closed. I'm going to insert that here. Assembling a shrug is very easy to do. We've covered it a couple of times already, but we thought it might be helpful to actually see one of these laced up. This is the sleeve that we already laced, and it's where you fold the corners in and do your lacing. This is what it looks like finished. I will take you to the other side of the shrug. Again, this is your wrong side of the fabric facing up. There's your right side. You are going to take your corners, fold them towards the center. Take your lace, that's about 40 inches, and again, this could be a crocheted chain, a nice ribbon. This yarn we happen to find on clearance. It is a Sachet by Red Heart, and it really makes a nice lace. You don't want something too thin because it'll cut into the yarns. So something that's kind of fluffy. Even if you take one of the strands of our yarns, it's a substantial enough yarn where it's not going to cut in. So we start on the corner, get a nice, like maybe right here. And same thing on the other side. Thread it right through. You don't even need tapestry needles for this because the holes are big enough. You could just work it right through. Then to make it easy, there it is, two sides. I crisscross them to start. And maybe right about here, maybe every other stitch, simply poke it through. Maybe like right here, poke it through. Tighten it up a little. Crisscross. Maybe I'll take this one, maybe right about here. Try to go through two sides of your loop, like maybe right through here. So it gives a little more stability to the seaming. There it is. Cross them over. I think I'll take it up to about here. Tighten it up. And here. Crisscross. Maybe take it up right here. And I'm picking up that nice stitch that we tried so hard to make on the ends of our fabric. Poke it right through. Cross it over. And that's probably good enough for the lacing. Then tighten it up. Good. And then we do a bow. And to keep it from falling apart or coming undone, maybe do a double bow like that. And that's all there is to it. And just to go over what a shrug is, I had printed out these pictures for the interview I was on before. A shrug is basically a blanket sweater. So like 30 by 55 wide, right? That we lace closed, and that's what forms the sleeves. So we're going to insert, or I just inserted wherever I can figure out where to stick the little 2-minute
Video
demonstration. Then that'll clear up how we do that. It's very simple. You don't even need a tapestry needle. With our chunky yarns, it's nice and easy to just poke it through with your fingers. The other thing is, what's been interesting for us is we have distributed a lot of Shrugs now, and over 1,000 Shrugs, like you guys heard in December, and more because we've been shipping December and January. We've had some moms who have received our Shrugs reach out to us. The pediatric cancer families really stick together, and they have a lot of followers on Facebook, and they support each other. And a number of pediatric cancer moms have reached out to us recently and asked, would you mind shipping a Shrug to so-and-so? She's really struggling, and or this mom. And we've done a handful, probably 6 or 8 now. And that's really meaningful. One particular Shrug, I'm going to ship it tomorrow. It's actually 3 Rhode Island moms now. One who we shipped a Shrug to, and then Lori wanted to ship it to Tammy, and then Tammy wanted to ship it to Debbie. So these are 3 Rhode Island moms. So on our little map that we'll update you on as the year goes by, we've covered Rhode Island, and many more to come, but we're trying to ship a Shrug to a mom in every state by the end of the year. And the Momcology retreats will help with that because they're nationwide. But remember, if you know of a mom who's battling pediatric cancer, or if you know someone, or if you just share our posts and follow us on social media, you might open the door for somebody else who knows someone that we can support in this manner. So because we've been working with these moms privately, Tammy suggested a pink sparkly Shrug, because the little girl who actually passed away a year ago was a pink sparkly kind of girl. So this is going to Rhode Island tomorrow for a mom named Debbie. If you could just keep Debbie in your thoughts and prayers. She's going through a bit of a hard time.
I love the sparkle in it, and I don't know if that's coming across on the video, but there is like a real nice...
All right, well, Okay, that's the kind of day we're having. So we will see.
I'm saying there's a beautiful sparkle.
Let's do that again. Let's not do it quite. So, all right. Pink and sparkly, if you could see it a little bit. And again, this is one of...
Yeah, I feel like the light's not showing the sparkle. It's so pretty.
It's got a shimmer. So it's one of our Faith colorway yarns. And then I did go out to Michael's and I purchased some other yarns to mix in to give it the super chunky. This is Tunisian crocheted on a U-hook. Again, if you want to learn Tunisian crochet, we have our $20 kits. $20. You get a hook, you get some practice yarn, you get a link to our tutorial, and you can actually use that same end hook if you're interested in purchasing the yarns that we're going to dye today. They are our slub and mohair combos. We're going to actually have 3 hanks in the dye pan at once. So if you wanted to purchase the whole thing, you can make, oh, I have it here, our summer shrug, which is Tunisian crocheted on the end hook. And it's just that big rectangle. We lace it closed, and it really makes...
Oh, it has such great drape.
Great drape. It's light and airy. This is one of our hand-dyed yarns that you could do this whole big shrug with one of our kits. Mm-hmm. So just something to keep in mind later. You don't have to Tunisian crochet it. You can knit with this. You could crochet, but we sell these kits, which is sick. This was one dye pan. The dye pan photo comes with it, and I believe this does have our shrug pattern in it. So we'll teach you how to do Tunisian. Oh, and it also comes with a Chow-goo. Oh, there it is, Chow-goo end hook. So you actually get a real nice hook. So that's just something to keep in mind with this particular yarn that we're going to dye
Plus,
today.
you can always, learn the Tunisian stitch and do the shrugs out of whatever yarn. You can use this yarn for anything you want to make.
Oh, a lot of sweaters on Ravelry are done with this because you will be holding the mohair and the slub together on your end hook or your...
I think look at the beautiful colors of this hand-dyed yarn. It's just yummy.
Thank you, Kat.
Oh my God, I love it.
And you do get the dye pan photo. So today we're going to take a photo. I should probably get my phone so we could do that. We're going to move you guys into the dye studio and get that underway. So let's not drop the iPad and we'll be good to go.
All right, here we are, Mare.
Okay, so here we are in my humble dye studio. And what we had left over was from the last time I dyed, which was actually right before Christy Glass's virtual retreat, the Knit and Escape retreat. That was in December. So last time I dyed was probably November. And we had some chestnut left over and we had some purple left over. So Kath and I just quickly took a couple shades of blue that we are going to incorporate in this. I think we will do the heart and chestnut. And like I said a few minutes ago, we do have 3 skeins of a slub yarn and 3 skeins of a mohair in the dye pan that was soaking for a while. And there are so many videos on YouTube about dyeing. We didn't need to take you guys through that whole process. So we have everything in the dye pan, and we did hook up my phone above the dye pan. So Kath is just getting us started, and then we'll click this on and hopefully insert the dyeing process. I think that's the best way, right, Kath? So you don't have to hold it the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just put a lid on this, and then we will, this is the chestnut, so we're going to start with this. And I'm going to put this on, and we will transition over here. And then you guys can hear that we're switching over. So Kathy, you can turn that off. And now we'll start here on this pan. We have to be careful, Kat, that we don't bang into this light because it'll make it wiggle for everybody. Let me put my gloves on. Maybe I'll put this I tend to, oh, and then we will take the dye pan photo with that iPad that we were recording from. So, let me turn on my burners. I think I got everything.
Mare, how do I turn this one off?
Oh, just swipe up.
Oh, you can't swipe.
Here, wait.
Oh, okay.
Hibernating. I didn't bring my, it's all right, leave it, it won't die.
Okay.
I don't have the lid on it. So I need to plug in. Kathy, see the plug right there? That's the
Yes.
burners. Can you just plug that in?
Sure.
Mhm.
All right, success.
So we soaked our yarn, and now I'm turning on my burners. And we will start, let me take my glasses off, because unlike most people, I have to take them off to see close up. So what do you think, Kat? Should we do a heart this way?
Ooh.
Should we do the heart
The long
this
way?
way?
How about like this? And then that way it's in the camera too.
This, which way is the, I don't know, I think this is up.
Okay.
So I can try to do it that way. And hopefully it's,
Oh, that's nice.
hopefully it's the right way. So we're gonna just do a heart like this. And again, whoopsie, we try to infuse love in every skein that we dye. Let's get this rolling. We're not super picky, especially at the early part. We will make sure all of this gets distributed. This is what takes us so long. This is not a fast process, but it's an enjoyable process.
Which color is that?
This is chestnut. Now don't forget, we have to get all the way through all the layers. So we start like this. And that's all of that. Now I'm going to take this squirt bottle I have that has some water in it, and that will help me get it
All the way through.
It kind of helps it go through. Now I have my lucky blending stick, I call it. It's actually a Brittany knitting needle from our yarn shop. And we had so many good memories in the yarn shop. I use this
To infuse
our good memories,
Yes.
and our
love.
the memories of the wonderful community we created there, that I hope we create with this charity. It's so easy now with Zoom and all the virtual ways that people can get together. So you don't have to live close by. Let me turn this burner down a little bit. You don't have to live close by to join us.
It's funny, when we had the yarn store, we would never have had time to dye yarn.
No, we barely had time to knit. And that was easy.
But
That was easy days.
we did make special time together and we went and learned how to spin.
We did.
We took a spinning class.
I'm going to wind up, let me add some more chestnut. So I will whip up some more chestnut. We did get a chance to go to like TNNA, which was fun. And we never did get to do Rhinebeck when we had the yarn shop.
No, we couldn't leave.
So that's
something we
positive
definitely
that
get to
do now.
enjoy, yeah. Going to the festivals and shopping like everybody else.
So much fun. I'm just mixing up some dye real quick while that's kind of soaking. And if it gets too long, the little working in between, I'll be sure to crop some of it out.
It's funny, I asked if it was chestnut because it almost looks like there's a purple hue.
There does, yeah. Now what do I do with my lid?
There's one over here, Mary.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. So,
See, I did something. I found the lid.
well, it's taken, I'm sorry that. This was left over. Like we said in one of our videos, we try to take a little bit of yesterday and infuse it into today, like life.
Right.
You learn from yesterday and build on the lessons you learned. So we always carry through. And then there's somebody from the dye pan in November who shares this same dye stock with you.
We're all sharing our journey.
Yeah, glasses off, I think, because I'm getting a glare. So let's keep going with our chestnut, and we do want to get all the way down. And we do want to make sure, this is the first time we've done this, like everybody knows, so we just really threw this challenge at ourselves today. Kat didn't even know this was a thought. But once I committed publicly on that interview today, I thought, okay, well, we know what we're doing, we just don't really know how the social media parts of it. So let's let that just kind of
soak in,
saturate through. And we can come back later and add to this, to the heart, because I have plenty of that now. So then how about, Kath, what color do you want to do next? We have 2 shades of blue and we have a purple.
Oh, let's try blue. Let's
go with this blue. How about if we do it around the inside of the heart?
Perfect. Oh, I like that.
And we will work these together, closer together. So let's go around. Boop, boop, boop. And I mean, this could take me a while to do. So if the video's getting too long when I'm editing, I could cut some of it out.
Sure.
But it is what it is. So we are going to do the whole process. And, okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of water again and poke it through. I'll tell you, when I had my spaz attack on Instagram, I was sweating so bad, my makeup ran into my eyes. So now my eyes are burning.
The makeup burn.
But you know, I thought I did everything right. I've never been invited to do an Instagram live, but I looked into it. And yesterday I've joined a couple of Instagram lives. Like I've watched Gigi and Adela, and I've commented, and they've seen my comments, so I knew I can do that part of it, but I don't know how to accept.
This was the first blue we did.
Yeah, or I didn't know how to. I requested to join the live, and then it kept bumping me out, like saying request refused or something like that. So I couldn't get in. And I was commenting and saying, you know, Abby, I'm here, and I'm clicking to join, to request to join, and it keeps saying request failed or something like that. Anyway, I switched from one iPad to another iPad, and eventually I went back to the first iPad, clicked on the error message that I was getting, and I was able to click something else, and I went through. So I don't know if this was me. I don't know if it was an Instagram thing. I would prefer to know what happened.
Happens, like, I didn't know Google Classroom, but the more you do this Instagram thing, it's just going to become like old hat. You'll be a pro.
Well, now I kind of know what to do. I'll click that little.
You know more than me.
It was, you know, hard too because it's live. Anyway,
yes.
So that was
fun,
scary little thing to happen. I think we might put some purple inside of that. So let's grab this purple. Let's put purple in the middle. And again, later,
oh, that's pretty.
We'll blend.
I like that.
Everything. So we're gonna have a little bit of purple here. I will probably bleed the brown closer to the blue. Let's do this.
We have to remember to take a picture.
Yes. And then I have
on the website.
And I have a printer down here. So as soon as we take the picture, we can print it out, and then Kath, we can figure out we can figure out what we want to call this on the website. Alrighty. Fill this with a little bit more purple.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe like calling it like the January kit, or you know,
Podcast.
the New Year's kit. Or
What's in the dye pan January?
yeah, right.
Because I don't think we'll do this twice in January.
No, probably not.
Okay, so let's get a little more purple here.
January edition.
Something like that. We'll come up with something. Okay. Now, let's get my little poking stick. I hope. Yeah, I think that our little setup is working. So, there we go. Got to get it through all the layers. I should have pulled my hair back. Get some more water. So what else is new, Kat? This is not how Arnie and Carlos do it. They flow their conversation.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm actually so engrossed in watching you spread the color. I kind of feel like how everyone watching you is like absorbing it.
Well, I hope, or they're knitting and they're falling asleep because they're saying,
no one's talking. But you know what? This is like new for me. It's new for them. Like, this is one of those podcasts you actually want to watch.
Arnie and Carlos they would call this dyeing TV. They have knitting TV where they just knit.
Yes.
Okay.
I love when they told us they had merch.
Oh, I know. I love their merch. I love them.
Me too.
Alrighty, so we got that going.
And I have to say, Mare turned me on to Arnie and Carlos and a bunch of different podcasts out there, because I am not usually home, and this was one of the upsides to the pandemic, is that I got to watch knitting podcasts. And of course now I'm an addict and I binge watch every Arnie and Carlos that is probably out there, and then I rewatch them.
I know.
Because I love them.
I just like feeling like they're in the room with me.
And the longer the episode, the better.
Gotta make sure my big head is not in the way. Nope, I think I'm okay. Now, for a first time, this is kind of just do it. Step out of the comfort zone and just do it. And we'll get better. But Kath showed up today after working all day, and I said, hey, how do you feel about doing the dye pan today? So here's another shade of blue that we're going to add in.
And actually, this makes it easy for me.
I said it does eliminate the need for us to come up with, stuff to talk about, which we didn't really have.
It's been
much planned.
A very busy month. It really has. The holidays and cleaning up after the holidays, the decorating, the shopping.
We were talking about that before. I'm going to put some of this lighter blue around the outside.
Okay.
Because that will make slightly longer colorways. I mean, even though like this will be longer when you're knitting with it, the strands going like this.
Right.
It'll give us longer colorways, but they still come, when you're working with it, especially if we do Tunisian. This whole dye pan is one of those kits that we showed everybody a few minutes prior to this. So, the one that we did, and the one that we did was more tonal, but we do have some other samples where it's, the dye pan heart that's a little more, not speckly, but.
Well, all the baby pictures, what I call baby pictures, are on the website for each of the kits. So you can always just go look and breeze through those baby pictures to see how they looked at the beginning of the process.
So I'm going to water down some of the chestnut, and I'm going to bleed it in a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's see. I should ask Molly. My hair is in my face. This is done. Typically, I don't have makeup on when I'm doing the dyeing. Because why? It's hot over the dye pan. But today with the interview, And the few minutes that we were podcasting, I mean, the original plan was to do about half an hour in front of the camera, but this will work. So I'm gonna, let me water it down more. All I'm doing is diluting some of the chestnut. It's not riveting. So next time.
So what, that'll give it different shades, Mare?
Yeah.
Ah, because you're lightening it?
Lightening it.
Okay.
Diluting it. Next time, maybe we can, I mean, I was torn. I think over the dye pan is better, but then you can't see some of the side stuff.
Do you want me to put the...
No, because how are we going to keep splicing back and forth? That's something we could work on. You know, like how to, people might want to see that how I'm adding the water, which honestly, I just added some water. That's all to the jar.
So that's the lighter color you just made right there. Okay.
So you see.
Wow.
And I'm going to do it here too. To kind of bleed it in.
Without it getting muddy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And a little bit at a time too, because the pan is on.
And you don't want it flowing underneath to the other colors.
And trust me, I'm sweating. So there's heat coming off of this. And I like to give it some time, like this has been sitting. This has been absorbing a little bit over here. And then what we will wind up doing is, after we're done applying all the dye, I'm going to cover it with foil and leave it and let it just cool. And that's going to take a few hours.
I can't wait. You'll have to take pictures and put it in, so I will rewatch our episode so I can see because I won't be here when you finish it.
This will be done tomorrow. So again, let's bleed this heart out. This will be a paler shade of brown. See how we're just kind of mixing it, because all this yarn has to get...
Oh, it looks so pretty, almost like tie-dye.
Right? And I happen to like stronger colors. Now, let's see if you could see. I don't want my hands in the way. See the way I'm bleeding this here, like this?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it again. I don't really want white in this particular pan.
Right.
If we're doing tans and golds or something like that, sometimes it's nice to have.
Right.
See that? And this is a way to fill in here too.
Yes, yeah.
So the plain water that I was using kind of helps it penetrate.
Right.
Okay, and these rings are just
there's like blue right there, like a nice good slop of it.
I will lift this. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's good.
See how it's here, the dye?
I used that technical term. Did you hear that?
Yeah, well, hey, that worked for me. I understood. Okay, so see how it's starting to get covered. Now there's a lot of dye underneath, so I'm not going to fiddle with this too much more. I'm going to work down here now. Let's go back with another blue. I'm actually going to, I'm running low on this. Oops. So I'm going to add some more blue to this. And maybe next time, I mean, I don't know, maybe we could have 2 cameras going. I don't really know. This was not planned. Like we said 10 times. And I
think it's amazing.
I hope it,
one of these, do you have
people are interested.
Another set of burners like this?
I have 3. I have 2 more.
Oh, see, then I can do one too.
Well, that's what we're going to do. That's what, maybe that'll be the next one, Kath.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's because I have 3 burners. I mean, we are not a big operation. This is it. This is 3 skeins I'm doing, and you see how labor intensive it is. We don't do sweater quantities. We don't repeat.
No, because every skein's going to be unique because you're carrying from yesterday into a new set. So this is not an exact recipe,
right?
Where you're going to get
And we say each dye pan,
bread.
Right? Each dye pan is as unique as every mother's journey. Right. That's the spin we put on it. At the same time, because we are small, I don't have gigantic quantities of anything on hand. So we're frugal. We have the leftover dye, and that's why we don't want to mix up too much at once.
Well, but also that makes it unique. Like you have a unique skein of yarn that not everyone else has.
And that's our intention. We're never going to be, this gigantic Schaefer yarns. Remember Schaefer yarns?
Yeah, I loved.
Oh God.
And Great Adirondack.
Oh my goodness. Those were just beautiful to look at. That was art. And
And they did bigger batch. They did big batch. We don't.
Oh, I just loved how Cheryl Schaefer, I think that was her name. And she was wonderful and so talented. And so are the indie dyers now that are out there doing their thing and nailing their colors and they're so organized. They have their formulas, and it's a beautiful thing to be so skilled. For me, I just come in here and the colors make me smile.
Right.
And frankly, we knit so much for the charity that I don't get off my butt a lot. So it's like, oh, thank goodness, I'm going to go downstairs and do some dyeing, and I'm actually standing. And same thing with our acrylic kits. Katie, my daughter Katie, she's married, and she recently moved from Bronxville with her husband back to New York City. And the apartment's a little bit smaller than the condo that they had in Bronxville, but it's more convenient for Drew, her husband, to get back and forth to work at JP Morgan. And she had some furniture that wouldn't fit. So I am the lucky recipient of that beautiful table.
I saw that.
That's
love that.
and our new acrylic podcast chairs.
Yes.
Those two chairs, very nice. We look very fancy now. The two acrylic chairs and a table that's so tall.
Like Kathy Lee and Regis.
That's, don't you, yeah, see, we're moving up in the world. But the table is high enough where I put the winding machinery on it, and I can stand and watch the yardage and do the winding, because we also wind, I'm just diluting this a little bit more, the blue. We also wind all of our acrylic Shrug Club kits. So, you know, we do have a disclaimer in there. We do a double checking process. We have a yardage counter that we use to measure out the yardage, and then we always double check with the weight. And we do put the weight on a little Post-it with the cakes. So you know we're being that careful. If anybody ever runs short on yarn or there's a problem, you just send us an email. It is just us. We're not so
You'll
big.
Reach us.
Yes, customer service, that's another hat we wear.
Yes, we're all the hats.
We are every hat. And today, well, look at this, we're like TV producers. And who knows? Like
the nice thing with this too is that what this dyeing gives you is this opportunity to surround yourself in color, because we do have quite a bit of shrugs for some of our recent, Momcology and Hayden House. And we have so many shrugs we need to knit, so we're using a lot of the same colors over and over. So this kind of lets you branch out and
use color. And you know what? On the days when who's really out during the pandemic, since my kids, right, you get to go to school.
Yes, which I love.
And that's nice. I mean, there are days I don't go outside.
Yeah.
So for me to at least cheer up my day, I'll put the TV. Well, no, what I do is I put on an iPad and I listen to podcasts. There are so many.
Oh, me too. Now I'm going to add it. I never had the chance because I was always at school, and now I'm like a junkie.
See, the thing is,
and my son even watches Arne and Carla.
I know. I think that's so fun. The thing with us is, after having a yarn shop and being so engrossed in the knitting community and what's new, and going to TNNA and hearing what's new for the fall, and having the yarn reps come to we had our pulse on what was going on. Right. And every day knitters were coming in, and we got the joy of watching them learn something new.
Putting together class schedules and, teaching people and, picking out the new yarns and new patterns for the year. And
now, so by at least the podcast, we feel like we're in a community.
Yes.
And who knows, so I joined this mastermind group, like I said before, and we're all challenging each other and doing this. Just do it. We've been talking about it. Just do it. Why not just do it today? Kill a couple of birds with one stone. And maybe we don't find ourselves terribly interesting, but, somebody who's never dyed before or...
Well, I'm not, I've seen this once before. So this is only my second time ever seeing this. And I think it's amazing. I was saying to Mare that it's a good thing she packages the yarn, because I don't want to sell it. I want to keep it. So it's my way of saying, nope, we need to raise money for the charity, because I could just
Put it in the bags and then we
bring
can't.
it home.
But our big hope, we're new. Nobody's really heard of Shrug Club Yarns. But the hope is when we get in front of people, New Jersey Sheep and Wool is our next in-person event, which is, I hope it happens because it's so fun. People do like the colors.
Yes.
Color makes people smile.
And hand-dyed yarns were always something that attracted people.
For sure. So to be in front of
everybody wants
people.
to have something that's different than what everybody else has.
Right. Now, Christy Glass's in-person retreat is scheduled for November, and we are one of the few lucky vendors because the Roxbury does not have tons of space for a lot of tables. So we're lucky that that's on our calendar. So we really have 2 events.
Yes.
We can't even get into yarn shops because so many are closing.
Well, my hope is that, I'm just dreaming, but maybe by summer, even if we did, whereas the yarn stores are only letting like 3 or 4 people in at a time, that possibly we could set up a tent outside.
Yeah, well,
And
that's true. Do like a pop-up shop.
Yeah, like a pop-up shop.
I'm going to do blue over here.
Where we could socially distance, wear masks,
Yeah.
and yet still get some, contact with people and reach out, let them know that we're here and that if they want to help, when you're spending a lot of time home also during this pandemic, and a lot of people are working from home, and sometimes you feel good when you're making a difference.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about something and someone other than yourself, it helps you to forget that you're home alone.
Yeah.
That you're connecting with this mom and
Definitely.
reaching out and trying to, help her on her journey.
Yeah.
Because sometimes helping others helps us too.
Yeah, and I mean, 100% of our purchases fund our mission. So even if you're splurging on some yarn for yourself, and ours seems unique or different, all the money we raise, we use towards a lot of different items for the care packages that go to the hospitals. That we have some toiletry items in there. Shipping is really so expensive. And
And the yarns, our yarns,
Oh,
we have our yarn
yeah.
line so that we could have consistent yarns for the different, like for Momcology and Hayden House, we have consistent colors.
And we just had to reorder the Momcology colors, so we have a lot of that coming. So that's the gist of what we're doing here.
Okay.
And, I might fill in a few spots. Yeah, there's a few spots that we'll fill in, but you guys got the gist of this. We are going to just go over some of the yarn and keep poking through. You can see that this is all saturated, and these yarns here.
So let me ask this, when you see color, is that what you're waiting for that to soak in?
Yeah, and it will.
And then when you move the yarn, what will it'll be clear on
Clear.
the bottom.
Mhm.
So we're gonna wait until every drop of color is absorbed into the yarn, and when you move the yarn, it's clear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I have a well, and I think my hard water just really does something amazing because the dyes just grab so quickly. But we have to let it cool.
Yeah.
But to, cold
foil
really.
on?
I'll put the foil on, and then John and I are going out for a couple hours later, probably 8 or 9. What time is it now, Kath?
Up to 5.
Let's say if it's like 4:30ish, by 9 o'clock, this should be cold.
Okay.
It just has to be room temperature, but it's pretty chilly in this room. I'll take the foil. I will cover this with foil after we just make sure all the spots are done. And you could see we really did a good job.
Oh, look at it, it's clear on the bottom already.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So you see?
Yeah.
See what's clear in here? And it penetrated through. There's a couple of spots I'll just touch up, cover it with foil, like over here. I don't like this.
Okay.
So I'll go back and do that, cover it with foil, let it come down to room temperature, rinse it, hang it on the, there's John. Hang it on the, we're almost done, to dry. And then tomorrow I will just add to this episode and hand twist that. We'll show you guys how they look all dried.
Yeah.
And we will label this in a manner that's easy to recognize on
Right, that
in
this
our
is
shop.
the one that we dyed in January online.
Yes, my brain exploded during the Instagram live before, so I can't come up with something quippy to name it. Maybe I can insert something too with the a name for it. But this is 3 skeins, again, 3 slub, 3 mohair. Typically we sell our 6 kit package for, it's $160, but those come with the Tunisian hook.
Yes.
And
the class.
and the pattern. So if our single skeins sell for $50, and they are actually 2 hanks hand twisted together.
Right, one of the slub
and one of the mohair. So you're actually getting 2 skeins of hand painted yarn for $50. So if you want to buy all 3 of these, well, maybe we'll do a special. Maybe it won't be $150 for 3. Maybe we'll do a little discount if you mention that you saw it on our first dye pan episode.
Right.
So we will come up with a creative price for this first dye pan. And maybe you'll need to subscribe, or when I insert at the end of this later, you and I will come up with something fun.
Yes.
So thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for caring, and we will make it worth your while giving you a nice discount on this.
Yes.
So we will touch it up and add the extra with the finished product, I guess tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody.
All right. See you next month.
See you soon.
Bye.
Hey, we're back in the dye studio. Our yarn is dry, and I must say, it really came out nice. You can see all of our colors. You can see the purples and the blues and the browns, how nice they're all laying together. So that's a success, guys. We are going to be hand twisting these into our Fuzzy Hug skeins, which are the 2, held together like that. They'll be wound like this. And they'll come with the dye pan photo that we took yesterday. And everything comes with our Shrug Hug patterns. Each one of our weights, we took the time to make a sample so you can see what you're getting. And you can adjust your cast on to whatever you want. If you want to make it longer or whatever. On our labels, it will tell you if you use a 10 knitting needle and our recommended cast on, this is 2 Fuzzy Hug skeins, so it's 2 of the double skeins. You will get a circumference of 56 inches by 30 top to bottom. So a single one is going to give you 15 inches, which is still substantial. I'm 5'7", and you can see how generously this fits. And if I come close enough, you can probably see the dividing line. So 15 inches is pretty substantial for a single skein of a yarn. Now, yesterday we did talk about the Tunisian version of a Shrug Hug. This kit comes with 3 double skeins. They're just not hand twisted together. And the end hook. I can put it on for you just so you can really see how much yarn. This really does give you like a beginner sweater. Let me get back on my little platform. Again, imagine capris or jeans and a tank top. You put a little lace right here or a pin, small button, and it really does make a nice sweater. So being that we're trying to build our Tunisian crochet community, because if you do want to make a shrug for one of the moms we support, Tunisian crochet is super fast. What we decided to do is we have 3 of the January dye pan skeins that will go in our shop. It's going to take me a couple of days to get it there. But if you purchase one of these and write in the notes section that you saw it on the Jan dye pan episode, we will include for you a free, one of our Tunisian tutorial kits for free. We'll throw that in for free for you. It gives you the option of turning your skein into a Tunisian crochet project. You can simply, chain maybe 30 stitches and do a long rectangle that you seam closed, and you can make a Tunisian infinity scarf that you'll have enough to double over and make it nice and cowly. So it'll give you an option. You can either knit with it, knit a little Shrug Hug, or Tunisian crochet cowl for yourself. So we have 3 available that'll be in the shop, and potentially 3 people will receive the free Tunisian tutorial kit. So This episode, January 2021, non-edited. We did not fix any mistakes. It doesn't matter that we knocked over the iPad. It doesn't matter that we forgot to set up our microphone. What we're trying to do is take pressure off of ourselves. For 2021, instead of saying, what if they don't like us? Oh, we made a mistake. How about if we just say, what if they do like us? What if it does work? What if people are interested in how we dye our yarn? So question it that way. What if it does work out? And that's how we're going to try to move forward ourselves. So let's hope February, we've learned from these mistakes and we could do a little bit better in our February episode. But if we don't, we hope you love us anyway. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in February.